With the Ellis Team at RE/MAX, it's a family affair. Always call the Ellis Team, they'll handle you with care.
Hello and welcome to the Future of Real Estate. I'm Brett Ellis of the Ellis Team at RE/MAX here in sunny Southwest Florida. I want to talk about what's going on in the market. This is our February 2016 market update. And is there a shift in the Southwest Florida real estate market? Well, maybe there is. We've started to notice some things, and we've had other brokers calling us, asking us similar questions. So we wanted to delve into the numbers to see if perhaps there is a shift. So let's look at what's going on here. By the way, I've got a couple articles we're going to show here from our blog. You can get to that at blog.topagent.com. But one of the things we talk about, two elements in this post article here, is pending sales. Now, I wrote this article for the newspaper February 9th. So last year I looked and there were 1,537 new pending sales in the month of February. As of like 9 a.m. February 9th, we only had 217. Maybe by the end of the day we had a few more. But, that was almost, a third of the month. And we're nowhere close to a third of the pending sales. So it's going to be interesting to see if pending sales are going to be down. Of course, if pending sales are down, you would think closing sales would be down. And then we went a little bit further and we looked at closed sales here. And look at the drop in January from December. So we've started to see kind of a precipitous drop in terms of the number of closings. Now, some people blame that on the new trade guidelines, but we're wondering if it's a little bit more than that. So here's another article we wrote that just came out in the news press. Actually, it's coming out in tomorrow's newspaper. And basically, we wanted to give the official year-end prices. So our prices have gone up. They are up about 12.96%. So say 13% over last year. So that's a good sign. Nowhere near the top of the market we set back in 2005, but very good. Nice recovery here. Now, home sales were down 9.7%. That's the number of closings than they were in 2014. So prices up, home closed down. Home sale closings down. But then there's another little thing in our MLS I like to look at here, and it's called the MarketWatch section. A couple interesting numbers we're looking at. New listings on this particular day, on Tuesday, was 84. We had 18 solds, 9 terminated, 14 expires, but look at these price decreases here. 101 price decreases versus 8 price increases. So we've got 84 listings and 101 price decreases versus 66 pending. So what's going on? Now, finally, more homes are coming on the market than going off the market, and we're getting price reductions because homes over about 200, 250,000 are having a hard time selling. And going back to this first article here, that's what we talk about is other agents have been complaining that there's been a shift and the lower priced homes are still having no trouble selling. But once you start getting up over about 250, 275, you're starting to see a little bit more resistance. We're going back to more of a fair and balanced market. So I've got a spreadsheet here, and this is, we've reported to you over time what's going on with active inventory. And what we're seeing again is this buildup back into December, and we are starting to build back up again. We're still pretty low compared to, historically, even back in 2012 and 2013 and whatnot, but it is starting to build again. So we're starting to, remember this graph here, we're starting to see decreases, more listings coming on the market, and less pending sales, and certainly less closing sales, which is adding to our inventory. So could there be a shift in the market? These are the kinds of things we're going to keep our eye on going forward. And we think that, we may be heading to a more balanced market. Now, one of the things that could be affecting this is homeowner affordability. As prices have risen, it takes away a little bit of affordability. One of the things that has really buoyed this market, we think, is because interest rates have remained low. In fact, the Fed raised their rates and the overall market have had to reduce theirs. So the bond market and the mortgage market doesn't necessarily go 100% by what the Fed does. So the Fed raised and they've actually lowered. We've got oil, we've got a lot of things that influencing the economy. We've got an election year, but basically, once those interest rates start rising, that's going to be a double whammy because you've had rising prices, which is a good thing, and you've had low interest rates. But when those interest rates go, that really changes the affordability picture and will really level out this market. So we're not calling for a downturn market. We're not calling for the market to go kapooey, but we are starting to see a more reasonable market. We knew those price gains weren't sustainable forever, and that's a good thing. And they were pretty lofty, but we were probably undervalued there for a little bit, so it was okay to be lofty. But now we think they're going to level off, and we're going to see moderate growth. You could see weakness in certain price ranges. You could see strength in others. All real estate is not, it's local. So what's going on in Minnesota has absolutely nothing to do with what's going on in Florida. And conversely, what's going on in one subdivision in town may have something completely different to do with another subdivision in town. So there's a lot of factors going on. But we wanted to kind of bring you some of the factors and a possible shift we're seeing in the Southwest Florida real estate market. You can read more about this at blog.topagent.com, or you can search the MLS like a pro at leecountyonline.com. That's leecountyonline.com. As well as you can get your own market report or find out what your home is worth. But those market reports are neat because you can go in and, well, as a matter of fact, why don't I get one up here and let's go to one real quick. So, wasn't planning on doing this for you, but we'll go to leecountyonline.com and I'm going to click on the market reports. And we also have a section down on the right hand side as well that you could click on. So let's say we wanted to look at what's going on in Botanica Lakes. So I'll click on Botanica Lakes, and you can find out all the active properties on the market. It also gives you a cost per foot and a days on the market. So that's a really nice thing. But it also gives you the pending properties and the sold properties. And if you say, I'm thinking about selling, I'm starting to see there's in here, they're about $100 to $107 a foot. Let's say I want to click on this listing here and get the details. Now this is sold listing data, mind you. You can go in and get the sold listing. You can find out, this is one that actually raised their price, and find out all about the home. You can look at the gallery of the home. So a lot of great information. All the photos you can see real quick to see what kind of upgrades it had. So this is a great tool I think you're going to really like. It's in the market report section. You can also find it down here on the right hand side. We've got some selected market reports. But if you don't see the neighborhood you're looking for, you can always create your own. No problem. It's just got a real quick thing. So create your own market report. So we hope you find our websites, blog.topagent.com and leecountyonline.com, very useful. You've been watching The Future of Real Estate presented by the Ellis Team at RE/MAX. Shift in the marketplace? Perhaps. Stay tuned. We're going to keep our eye on this. And thanks for tuning in.
With the Ellis Team at RE/MAX, it's a family affair. Always call the Ellis Team. They'll handle